Shakespeare said, "If music be the food of love, play on." I think those words piggyback so nicely on the words of my all-time favorite poet. I like to imagine how he might have said these words. Love one another, little children. By this the world will know who you are. I really don't need much more encouragement than that. And I love how love loves music, and music loves love. They really do go together like a hand in a glove, like two hearts warmly racing, fingers interlacing, as the great omnipotent twins of shine weave a love knot, sweet as a honeysuckle vine. They make you kind of silly too, and maybe do things that you never thought you would do. Speaking of which, not too long ago, a friend of mine invited me to a party that she was throwing for her 75th birthday at her church. And the kicker of it was that she was also going to be honoring the 20th birthday of her boyfriend. And before you get too excited, I'll tell you the truth. The only reason her boyfriend's only had 20 birthdays is because he was born on February 29th. You do the math. Whenever friends of mine have big shindig like that coming up, I can't help myself. I start writing about it, and I knew exactly what I was going to write about this. It was going to be a happy, happy birthday song. And every time I would sit down to write it, though, I would go into this reverie, and I would end up writing the song that I'm going to do for you today, and I would go, no, 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 that's not the right song for this occasion. But every time I'd try to go happy birthday, I'd end up doing this, and I finally just gave up and said, okay, song, you just go ahead and write yourself. And it did, and a nice little tune came through too. I sent it to my friend, and she doesn't always write back to me right away, but she answered this email immediately and told me that she really liked the song and would I sing it at the party. I'm glad she couldn't see my face. But I thought to myself, I don't even have a box on my bucket list for this one, but it's a really special occasion, so I'm going to do it. I told her I would, and I was really nervous, but I practiced, and I showed up at the church on the appointed day, and I was gathered in by her wonderful minister, who was the master of ceremonies, and he just laughed and said, "Congratulations, you get to go first." He said, "I noticed you have a ukulele. Can you sing happy birthday too?" And so that's what I did. I played the song for my friends, and it was wonderful. And then the whole congregation sang happy birthday. And when I sat down in the pew, I just went, "Phew, that was great." And then another friend of mine went up to the grand piano, sat down, and just began a masterful work of one tune after another. But when she first started, my friend who was sitting down in the front pew, the one who threw the shindig, sitting in the front pew with her boyfriend, all of a sudden she stands up, she sticks her nose up in the air like this, she turns that way, and just goes barreling out of the church. And I thought to myself, well, there are a lot of good natural reasons that could be happening, so I'm not going to be worried about it yet. But after about the third or fourth song, I noticed other people were kind of fidgeting and looking around like this too, and I was just about to jump up and run out of the church and find my friend, when all of a sudden the minister stepped forward and said, "All rise." We all rose. And then my friend, who was sitting at the grand piano, struck up the wedding march. And I tell you what, every single head in the church went like this. And there at the back of the church was my friend with this big bouquet of flowers in her hands and the most beautiful smile you have ever seen on her face. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And I remember feeling so amazed as she walked down the aisle and married her boyfriend in front of God and all of her friends. I knew, well, I hadn't been able to write a birthday song. Instead, I wrote a love song. I never sang a love song 'cause I wouldn't learn the scale. I had a lot of words inside, but I don't like to fail. And I used to be so proud, I always knew just what to do. Yeah, I thought I knew it all, and then I fell for you. Standing on a crowded corner, light rain was falling down. We were looking for something lost, searching all around. Then you saw me watching you, just like a long lost friend. It was the sweetest moment, and I couldn't let it end. I put my umbrella up and held it over our heads. I offered you my coffee, but you took my heart instead. And then you stole my words, and you said them so easily. I've been waiting so long for love to come to me. And I thought I had it all before. There was nothing I was looking for. Then you turned and smiled at me, and I only wanted more. Yeah, I used to know it all before. The way the ocean knows the shore, the way an eagle rides the wind, the sun makes the day begin. Now I don't know a thing about this thing or what the day is gonna bring. The only thing I know for sure is I wanna love you more and more. And I thought I had it all before. There was nothing I was looking for. Then you turned and smiled at me, and I only wanted more. When you turned and smiled at me, I found what I was looking for. Now I will end with a final quote from the bard. I rearranged the words because they were just too hard. It's from Hamlet. Doubt that the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun is above. Take truth to be a liar, but never doubt. I love. And I would like to dedicate this to the almost 3-month anniversary of my friends, Sylvia and Bud. Happy anniversary.